there, it's Chris Dames from Common Sense Money, and what I'd like to talk through today is stage one of the 5 stages of life you go through financially. So let's just quickly recap them quickly. I know I mentioned it in a previous video, but let's quickly recap them quickly. Firstly is starting off. That's the one we're going to be talking about in a bit more detail today. Secondly is the time of life when you start getting your own responsibilities, you start moving in together, you start flat sharing, you start with mortgages and things like that. Number 3 is when the children start coming along, when you start building your own family. Number 4 is all grown up, so the kids are all grown up and off your hands, and you are focusing then towards your financial future as opposed to focusing on the kids. And then comes retirement. So kids are grown up, you've probably got grandkids of your own, and you're at that stage of life where you really want to enjoy the time you've got in that period. But we're getting ahead of ourselves, because what I want to start off initially with is the first stage. So starting off your financial journey in life. So where does it start? Well, the initial stage always tends to be when you either get your first job or decide to go to university. That's the first taste of financial independence you tend to get. And it's an interesting time, because even if you're working and it's your first job, your income's likely to be quite low. And if you're studying, the challenges on your income are likely to be a little bit harder. But it's an exciting time of your life because you're being invited out, you want to do stuff, you know, you want to make the most of the time you've got, and it's a really exciting period of your life. So how do you manage those two things? The fact that you want to do all this stuff, and the fact that your income, and especially if you're a student, your income is likely to be relatively low. One of the other challenges you've got is it may be the first time you live away from home. Especially if you're a student, you may be living in student accommodation as opposed to living out of home, and that comes with its own costs and challenges as time goes through. One of the important things to bear in mind if you're at this stage of your financial life is decisions you make now can have a longer term impact. What do I mean by that? Well, the main impact is debt. So if you take on too much debt now, it can impact the rest of your life stages and well beyond this stage of your financial life. So what are my top tips? If you're at this early stage, it's a really exciting time. What can you do to make sure that you are in a position in the future where you're financially better off? So my first tip would be start good financial habits early. So have a budget plan. Look at your budget every month and see whether you are spending more than you've got coming in, or spending more than your allocated student loan budget. So look at those things every month and see where you are and see whether you're on track. Look at having short-term savings goals. So look at if you want to buy a car or have a holiday, instead of aiming to pay for it with debt, look at whether you've got any capacity within your budget to start saving now. Have a great time. It's great being young, so have a great time, but be disciplined with that. So there's getting the balance right can be difficult, but there is a fine balance between going out and doing things, but doing it all the time and spending more than you really should. But there is a fine balance between getting that right and being disciplined with your money, so you can continue to enjoy that throughout your life and you're not burdened with the debt that's associated with potentially overspending at this age. And my third tip is don't be scared of your bank statement. So your bank statements get sent or emailed or is available online for a reason. It allows you to keep track. So if you're at this really exciting stage of your life, please don't be scared of your bank statement, and please take some time to take a look at it to make sure that you are working within your means as time goes on. So that's stage one, starting off. I'm going to be talking about stage 2 next time, which is when you start getting your own responsibilities and the challenges that you might face at that stage. Hopefully this has been useful. Oh, look, before I forget, in this side, in this side of the screen, you'll see a little box pop up in a minute. It will be for Financial Planning Week, which I'm doing these 5 videos for. Please take a look at their website. There's some really good content and really good resource on there that hopefully will be useful to you. So please take a look at them. It's up there. Click on it now. It will send you through. Hopefully this video has been useful. My name's Chris Dames. This is Common Sense Money, and I'll see you next time.